What's up, gang? Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
From Social Dance Online, Country Dance Online, West Coast Swing Online. Basically, we are here for you, teaching the world how to dance. In this video, we are bringing you the basics of American Rumba. So if you've been looking for beginner rumba steps, this is your video. So we're going to show you what we're going to cover. We will break down the leaders and followers footwork and how to put it all together. Cool? So we're going to start with just a basic box. This is a great dance. We use this for wedding couples. Then we're going to do a slow underarm turn, finishing with a turning box. And then if we have time in our video, we're going to do some outside partner breaks back to our box. So if you guys don't know, if you're watching this now, you're watching this live. We are in lockdown due to the coronavirus, so these videos are going out live. So we've got about 30 minutes to cover all of the basics. So we're going to cover leaders part first. I'm going to start. Miss Megan's going to be on the right, but we're going to flip around in just a second for the followers to do their part. So leaders, we're going to go forward on the left foot. This is what we call a box. If you can imagine a box on the floor, I'm stepping forward for a slow. Now I'm going to go side together with my right foot for quick, quick. Don't forget to change weight to that left foot. We're going to step back for slow to the bottom of the box and side for quick, quick. So if you can imagine that box on the floor underneath you, that's going to be helpful. So left foot goes forward for slow, quick, quick, back for slow, and side together. We can think of this as forward, side together, and back, side together, and forward, side together, and back, side together. Cool, let's try the followers footwork. So leaders, right foot's free. I'm going to narrate the followers footwork since we're doing this live and we've got one of the mics going to you guys YouTube, one of the mics going to you guys on Facebook. So I'm going to narrate Megan's footwork. So the followers are stepping, back on the right foot for slow. They're going to step side together for quick, quick. Left foot's free followers stepping forward for slow and side together for quick, quick. So at this point, the right foot's free. You're stepping back and side together, stepping forward and side together for slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick. Stop there. So if we think of this in terms of numbers, because I know a lot of males that dance are kind of engineer-minded and they like the numbers. So I'm going to give you numbers. We're going to dance this for 1 hold 2, 3, 4, 5 hold 6, 7, 8. 1 hold 2, 3, 4, 5 hold 6, 7, 8. So that's your rumba basic. If we went too fast, use the rewind button in the bottom right, or you can use the slow-mo if you're watching this later, not live. Cool. Let's talk about the basic hold. Basic closed position if you've not danced before. My joke is it might be romantic to be eye to eye, nose to nose, but it's not correct. We're always going to be slightly offset over our partner's right shoulder. Miss Megan is over my right shoulder. So leaders, we're going to walk up to our followers. We're going to raise this right hand. ESPN 360 cam right here. I'm going to go half of my hand to the side, half of my hand curled around the back. She's going to put her arm on my big muscle. If you don't have a big muscle there, you should go to the gym. I have a medium-sized muscle. You can't go to the gym during the corona lockdown. I went to the store today and bought myself, I didn't buy myself some weights, they were out. Anyways, this is going to go up. Miss Megan is closing the distance to my arm without any weight, so she's holding her own arm up. This is what we call closed frame. At this point, my left hand is going to go up. I call this a towel on a towel bar. This is going to go height, eye height for the follower. So if I was shorter, I would still keep it eye height for Megan. If I was taller, I'd keep it eye height for Megan. So I'm going to be lined up slightly offset. This is my closed position. From here, I've got a good frame. So if I gave Megan a little squeeze, she resists just enough. So when I step forward with my left foot, we go slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. If we gave that numbers, we would be dancing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is your basic box. Now you can do this to all sorts of slow music. We will link up can we link up a YouTube playlist for American Rumba? We'll put this in the description. Cool beans. All right, so now, if you've ever done a high school dance where we did this thing, we get bored of the look. So we need to be able to rotate around the room to get a different look. So we're going to call that the turning box. So this is our turning box, and we're going to go ahead and show it to you in a second. But this is what it will look like. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. So let's talk about that leaders footwork first. So leaders, I want you to imagine we're going to be making a quarter turn during the slow, quick, quick. So I'm going to step forward with a slight diagonal, forward for slow, but on the quick, quick, I'm going to square up to a quarter turn to my left. So let's try that again. Left foot for the leaders. We dance forward for slow and side together. So we've completed a quarter turn. Here's the tricky part. We're turning a quarter turn over our left shoulder, but our right foot's free. So I'm stepping back with my right foot for slow and completing the quarter turn for quick, quick, leaving my left foot free. Let's try that from the top. So left foot's free for the leaders. For slow, quick, stop here. There's my quarter turn. Make sure your right foot's free. Continuing for slow, quick, quick. Here's the good news. We're going to repeat the same thing again. Left foot forward for the leaders. For slow, quick, quick, and slow, quick, quick. Let's try that once all the way around, then we'll try the followers part. Ready, and a slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. Cool. Let's talk about the followers footwork. So the follower's right foot's free. She's going back and turning a quarter turn to her left. That's going to look like this. She steps back for slow, completes the turn for quick, quick. Now her left foot has to be free. She's stepping forward for slow and completing the quarter on quick, quick. Now her right foot's free, stepping back for slow, quick, quick, slow, and finishing up. Let's try that again slowly. Ready, and she steps back, a quarter, turn, steps forward, a quarter, turn, steps back, a quarter, turn, steps forward, a quarter, turn. Cool beans? If that was too fast, use that rewind button. It's YouTube. If you're watching live, I apologize. So here we go as a group. Now leaders, to communicate this, I need to keep my frame strong, and no matter where I go, I'm going to keep my partner with me. So I'm going to stay in my window over her shoulder, dancing my quarter turn for slow, quick, quick. Now here's the tricky part. From the follower standpoint, my right foot's going back as the leader. The follower's stepping right underneath me. So leaders, I feel like I want to take her with me for slow, quick, quick. So let's try that again, because if we can get that half, you've got the whole box. So leaders, left foot's free. This is the easy one for slow, quick, quick. This is the hard one for the leaders. I have to remember my right foot's going back, and I'm taking my follower right through me for slow, quick, quick. If I've got that far, easy to finish it out. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. So let's use numbers for you analytical math people. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is your turning box. Now, we gave you quarter turns because that gives us something to shoot for, but it is A-okay if this does not complete a quarter turn. So if we did not quite get a quarter turn, but maybe an eighth of a turn, slow, and we didn't get all the way around, quick, quick, and slow. We didn't get back to where we started, no problem, not a big deal. That's what's great about rumba. As long as you're dancing together with your partner, here's the rule. Leaders and followers are going to dance together. If you can match the music, that's great. And as long as you're matching together, you're good to go. So far we have our basic box. Let's practice that. For slow, quick, quick, slow. Let's do it again, slow, quick, quick. Now a turning box. Quick, quick for slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, keep going. Quick, quick, a slow, and finish it out. So there is your box and your turning box. Now what do we need? We definitely need a backflip, we need a split, and we need a handstand. If that's too much, we can just do an underarm turn.
You can do the handstand.
Not I. Not I. Maybe you, Miss Megan, maybe you. So the basic underarm turn from here looks like this. This is what we call a slow underarm turn. Very easy. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, a slow, quick, quick, and slow, quick, quick. So you want the good news or the bad news? Good news is leaders, you already know your footwork. So leaders, we already know which two patterns, our basic box and our turning box. If we combine them, that's our footwork to our slow underarm turn. So leaders, we have our basic box, quick, quick, and slow, and stop right there. So now leaders, we're gonna have to go catch up with the followers with our quarter turn for slow, quick, quick. From here, we're gonna leave a basic box for slow, quick, quick. So let's do that one more time, then we'll catch the followers up. So leaders, basic box for slow, quick, quick, slow, and stop right here. So now I'm starting my quarter turn for slow, quick, quick, finish the box, and quick, quick. Cool? Let's talk followers footwork. So she's got a little bit more to do, but it's not hard at all. And I'm going to back up to give Miss Megan plenty of room. So we start with half a box for the followers for slow, quick, quick. At this point, we're going to begin the slow underarm turn or path around. All forward steps, 6 forward steps for the follower. Forward for slow, a quick, quick, slow, and now she's going to dance side together. Cool, let's try that again. I'll stand out of the way. Leaders, you got to hang out here. So she's going to dance back for slow, quick, stop there. So the left foot's free. She's going to start the path around for slow, continue for quick, quick, slow. Now step side together into her box and quick, quick. Cool? One last time for the followers. Half a box, slow, quick, quick, forward, slow. She continues under for quick, quick, slow, and steps side together forward and finishes the box. Cool? Let's try this together with your partner. Let's cover this real quick. Leaders, basic underarm turn. I'm just going to turn to the side to let you guys see. In any basic underarm turn, especially in beginner rumba steps, the follower's arm stays at generally this L shape. She is never going under her own arm. Very rarely, if you're dancing with your son and he's really small, that's about the only option. Most of the time, she is traveling under your arm as the leader. So when we do this turn, leaders, I'm going to get this hand ready. By getting it ready, I mean, I'm going to scooch close to the camera. I'm going to take my hand and put my fingers right there so I can put my fingers in the direction of her turn to guide that turn around. Followers are going to leave what we call a Barbie arm in this shape. Cool? So that being said, we have half of a box for slow, quick, quick. At this point, leaders, I'm getting that hand ready. I'm stepping back, taking my follower with me for slow. Now I'm beginning the path underneath for her, quick, quick. Now we're both going to walk together into that quarter turn for slow, quick, quick. Now I don't stress about closing up here. As I step back, we will close up into our closed position. Let's try that 2 more times. So leaders, half a box, slow, quick, quick. I get the hand ready for slow, quick, quick. I go get her for slow, quick, quick. Now I might or might not be able to close up here. No big deal. I still have this hand here. I take her with me, quick, quick, and off to the box. Cool? Here's the one common mistake we see in this underarm turn, slow underarm turn for our basic rumba. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. It's right here that typically the followers want to turn back around to the leader and get closed again real quick. Don't stress. Keep the rhythm, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow the whole time. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. Now leaders, I feel like I want to go forward. Both of us go forward, and then I use this hand to turn her back to me for quick, quick, and we continue. Excellent. So now we have 3 moves. We have our basic box, we have our turning box, we have our slow underarm turn. Another basic we could use, we want to get out of the box. So right now we have our box. I'm doing this sideways to you so we can kind of talk at the same time. If I take 3 side steps, I can get out of my box and lead what we call outside partner breaks or outside partner rocks. So if we do it this way as the demo, here's our box. You can see it slow, quick, quick. So here's the end of our box, right? We continue slow, quick, quick. If I take 3 steps to my right, I'm going to be outside of my box and I can access the rest of my patterns. Here's what I mean. Slow, quick, quick. Instead of stepping back, I step side for slow. Now we're outside of that box. We can get to what we call outside partner breaks, and we could actually keep these going for a while until I choose to come back to my box, and now I'm back in my box. So let's talk about how to do that with the leader's footwork. So again, leaders, you can follow along with me. Followers, you can follow Miss Megan. We dance half the box for slow, quick, quick. So this would be our normal box back here. We're going to step a side step for slow to get outside the box. Now from here, I'm going to rock outside my partner. So my footwork is moving outside for quick. I replace to my right for quick, and I step back sideways for slow. Now I'm going outside on the right side. Quick, quick, slow. Since we're there, let's do it 2 more times. Quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. Now on the slow, instead of stepping sideways, I'm going to step backwards into my box. And now I'm back in my box into my basic. Cool, let's do that one more time. One more time. So, leaders, we go forward for slow, side together, side. This is my slow. Now I go outside partner with a rock step for quick, quick, side, slow. I rock step this way, quick, quick, slow. One more time. Quick, quick, slow. Now quick, quick. I step back into my box. That's the leader's footwork for the outside partner rocks in your beginner rumba. So let's have Miss Megan do the follower's footwork. So she's stepping back for slow, quick, quick. She steps side step for slow. That's her clue that we're out of the box, things have changed. She's going diagonally back for quick, quick, side step for slow. We rotate so she goes back again for quick, quick, slow. One more time, quick, quick, slow. On the final time, she rocks back and forward into her box, and we're back to the basic. Cool, let's try that one more time. So follower stepping back on the right foot for slow, quick, quick, slow. We're outside the box. Diagonal rock, we call this an outside partner rock. Again, quick, quick, slow. One more time. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick into the box and side together. Slow. We're back to our basics. So how do we lead that? So leaders, remember before I said, this is your frame. It's with this frame that I can turn my follower a little bit, and I'll explain how I'm going to use it. Back, rock, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick step back into the box. Now that back step is a little bit tricky, so we're going to talk about what we need to do as the leader to make sure it happens. So everything's the same. We're good at this part. Leaders, slow, quick, quick, slow. We go outside partner, quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. So at this point, leaders, I'm going to detach myself. You pop in your frame there for a second. Leaders, I'm going to push, a little bit of a push with Miss Megan as I step back for quick. I replace for quick, and I'm going to retract my hand to make her swing around in front of me. Cool? So from this foot on slow, we're dancing into the quick, quick. It's like I'm opening her door. Quick, quick. Now I'm bringing her in front of me with both hands for slow and quick, quick, slow. Let's try that one more time slowly. We have a slow, outside the box, outside partner rock. That's number 2. We open up and bring her around. Cool? So let's do a quick recap. All of your moves. What do we have? We have our basic box for slow, quick, quick, slow, and stop there. We also have the rotating box for your beginner rumba. Slow, quick, quick, slow. Quarter turns are ideal if we can make it, but if not, no big deal. Then we have our slow underarm turn. The slow underarm turn for our beginner rumba is slow. Quick, quick, slow. I open up the door. Quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. Want a bonus? Let's jump to the bonus. Bonus time. So the quick bonus from here is I can dance my basic box, my slow underarm turn, and I can continue as the leader into my turning box. All I need to do is take my frame with me, and Miss Megan is a good follower. She'll follow me right into the turning box. Then, when I'm good there, I can do my final pattern, my final 2 patterns, the outside partner rock, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. The easiest way back is to rock and bring her with me. That's one option. And your very final option is to dance your box, quick, quick, slow to your outside partner rocks. Quick, quick, slow. At this point, there's a little bit of a push into this hand. By push, I mean I'm not pushing it to her, but just a little pressure to tell her to step backwards. Quick, quick. And at this point, I'm pivoting her on that foot to my slow, quick, quick, slow. Since we're watching live, does anyone have any questions?
Yes, actually.
Questions, I love it.
Walter says, can you talk about Cuban motion?
So we're talking about Cuban motion or Latin motion. So that is the hip motion that goes on in the romantic rumba. Quick description of the dances. If you have rumba, an American style rumba, we have cha-cha, and you have bolero. So cha-cha would be the flirty, meeting the girl at the bar, or boy, it's 2020, right? Rumba would be would be when you succeed at what happens in the bar. But then bolero would be the more loving, caring. We're just killing everyone. Bolero would be the more loving type of caring love. So there's your description. But your quick breakdown of what goes on with the hips is real simple. We're going to put our backs to the camera. Megan, you can go on this side. We're going to put our heels and toes together. We're going to take our toes out ever slightly so we're about that far. Actually, spin around for me. If you spun apart and I put my foot right there about that much. Now from here, you're going to straighten the left leg and bend the right. And then we're going to straighten both legs and switch and let the left leg bend. So as you bend and straighten your knees, you will find I'll stand sideways, Miss Megan will stay that way. As we switch, you will find out that as I push a leg straight, my knee goes back, my hip goes with it all the way up to my rib, and I have a little bit of Cuban motion, Latin action, body motion, rhythm, whatever you want to call. We could get really fancy about that, but that's the short answer. So I could dance this very square, like would be great in beginner class, or I could use a settle in my standing leg, pushing my knee back, letting the other knee bend, and then I would have some Latin motion, Cuban motion, hip motion, whatever you want to call it. Any more questions?
Yes.
We got one more coming live.
Hints on how to practice on your own when you're sheltering in place alone in the house.
Yes, so how to practice alone. This drill is fantastic, right? So if you practice, we'll have Megan, let's go back to the camera for you. And your left leg is free. Cool. So you can practice this action of straightening both legs and then releasing the leg you're straightening. And straightening both legs and releasing and straightening both. So you can practice this action to get some body action out of yourself. Cool. You can also practice all of your basic elements, right? You can practice your box. If we do our box, can we do, actually you do your side for me, please. Facing the camera for me. Right, so I can practice this going slow, a nice strong step, pointing that toe, and then I can settle for quick. Both legs are straight, and I release on slow, quick. So all of your basic actions can be done through this. I hope that answers the question. Our third site about to come by the time you find this video on YouTube later, socialdanceonline.com. Enter your email address on the front page. You will be part of our Move of the Week Club. You'll get 2 exclusive videos per month, plus a free membership, or you can click the resources tab on any of those sites and get some really cool free resources. Thanks, gang. Thanks, Miss Megan. Thanks to our team behind the camera, Mr. Benjamin, Emily, and Louis St. George, who'll be up next.